Are you the victim of an embarrassing moment? Do you struggle with the trauma of that horrific event playing over and over again in your mind, costing you sleepless nights and years of therapy? Me too. So here's one of my embarrassing stories. When I was in middle school, my father of course knew that I was an idiot, but I said something that made him think I might also be, well, a bit of a pervert. So my dad was driving my friend Steve and I around at the time, and Steve and I somehow got on the topic of biological organisms. And I, being the learned scholar that I was, spoke passionately instead about biological orgasms. And as much as Steve tried to tell me I was saying the wrong thing, I just continued to talk about biological orgasms right in front of my dad. And once it finally sunk in, I just couldn't deal with the embarrassment. So I gave him a blowjob and got the hell out of there. Okay, so I may have made that last part up, but the truth is, we've all had embarrassing moments happen to us. Maybe you remember that time when you summoned the courage to finally speak to your crush. You took a deep breath, approached her, and looked timidly into her beautiful blue eyes. Then it happened. Boom! You got a raging boner in front of everyone. And that thing was just not going away. But honestly, it was Becky's fault. But hey, we've all been there.
Mr. Bergen, do you have a massive erection?
Really?
Well, hopefully that's never happened to you. It certainly has never happened to me because her eyes were brown, but the point is, your embarrassing moments aren't things that you should be ashamed of. Instead, they can be some of the most powerful sources for funny stories that people will love. Just listen to Mike Birbiglia talk about his first date, which did not go as planned. He took her to the carnival and had high hopes of getting his first kiss.
But I think that when you're 12 years old, you just don't understand certain things about the digestive system. Like, you don't know that you shouldn't eat popcorn and peanuts and funnel cake and cotton candy and then go on a machine that scrambles your body.
And it quickly becomes apparent to Mike that this ride is not going to end well.
I needed to tell the scrambler operator that he needed to stop the ride. Third time I said, please stop and then I started throwing up. And it was not unlike an oscillating lawn sprinkler. Just popcorn and peanuts and insulation, really insulating the pavement with my homemade carnival salsa. And I did not look at Lisa, but I'm pretty sure she was staring at me. And we did not make out. I did not lose my mouth virginity that evening.
Often, these moments don't feel funny at the time, and we can only find humor in them after reflection. But sometimes, they're instantly funny.
I was on the hunt for headshots, but I was completely broke, and I was at the post office in West Hollywood, which is an area in LA that's like a predominantly gay area, and I was there getting picking up some men.
Comedians, celebrities, and funny people everywhere share these seemingly humiliating stories from their life with the whole world. But why? Why would they be so willing to share these awkward and horrific moments in their lives? It's because it actually makes people like them more. People don't enjoy being around someone who feels untouchable, perfect, and not human. We like people that are relatable and confident enough to share their weaknesses.
And yeah, it was really embarrassing because every day I'd like go to school and I'd be like, okay, today I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be calm. And then I'd like show up, when I was like 13, I peed my pants when I was in 7th grade.
And we like people who make us feel good and are able to make us laugh. Being willing to share your embarrassing stories without shame is kind of a superpower. While I'd suggest that the tendency to hide from these embarrassing moments and stuff them into the back of your subconscious is a missed opportunity where you could be making better connections in your life. To put it simply, you should be looking at these moments where you're being laughed at and ask yourself, how can I laugh at myself? If you can rewire your thinking to take cringy, awkward, and embarrassing moments in your life and realize they have the power to make you incredibly funny and likable, you have so much more potential for friendships and capacity for joy in your life. So if you want to keep learning how to be the funniest person in the room that everyone loves to be around, make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to slap that like button like there's no tomorrow. And we love to see your embarrassing but hilarious stories in the comments or any questions you have on how you can implement this. Thanks for watching.